Thanks for joining us here today. In this special episode of SWTV News, we speak with Fire Chief Darren McCLelland and his wife Nicole about their family's battle with cancer and the outpouring of support from the community. Darren McCLelland is a familiar face in Swift Current, working up the ranks from an EMT to firefighter and now fire chief. And after facing numerous challenges over the years through his career in emergency services, he's now facing a personal battle with cancer. Diagnosed in August of 2016 with colon cancer and additional tumors on his liver, Darren began a series of chemotherapy treatments, followed by several surgeries to further halt the spread of the cancer. A treatment process which would continue with more rounds of chemo in May of 2018 through July. Then in October, a CT scan indicated spots on his lungs, liver, and pelvis.
I just told my oncologist at that time, obviously that's not the news I want to hear, and I said, you're going to have to give me some time because I gotta weigh my options here. You know, their course of treatment was going to be chemo with no end in sight until I can't tolerate it or until the cancer finds a way around it or whatever. And they said, you know, as far as doing a surgery, they said, we can go in and remove a couple things. I talked to Dr. Shaw and he said he would do, what he could. But if you don't get out in front of it, you can't just keep going in every 4 months and pulling stuff out.
And following a series of recommendations from family and friends, Darren and his family then decided to seek treatment from Dr. Castillo in Mexico.
When we were there was a really busy time for the clinic. Like there was probably 40, 50 people going through the clinic at a time. And the ladies in the back that are doing the IVs for the treatments, they only take about 20 to 24 at a time, depending on how many. They have 24 seats, but they usually take about 20. The idea behind it is to get your immune system working, because that's why I have cancer. Maybe different than other people, that don't, is my immune system's not able to fight it off. And the idea is to get in front of it instead of always being behind it. And at first, just me, I've got a medical background, a little bit as an EMT, and I'm just like, okay, so what's going on? Why? And then after day 3, I'm like, you know what? Just keep hanging the stuff. And it doesn't really matter what I ask. It doesn't mean anything to me anyways. You just get to talk to a lot of people and you hear a lot of really positive stories. There's people that have been going for 2 years, so this is their 4th trip. People that have been going for 4 to 6 years. The one lady that we met, she's been going since 2003. You start to hear stories like that and you're like, hey, there might be something to this. There's a glimmer of hope that I sure didn't have at home, just the way that things were laying out.
After the break, we'll find out how family and friends came together to help out Darren and his family. Wishing you the best this holiday season and into the new year. For Mayor Dennis Perot, City Council, and staff of the City of Swift Current. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from the management and staff of Chinook Refrigeration and Air Conditioning, serving Southwest Saskatchewan since 1976. And as Darren continued his treatment in Mexico, friends and family came together to raise money for the family. This included over $80,000 from a GoFundMe campaign and even more money from a livestock sale.
When Darren was having a treatment, I was on my phone and I got a text from one of my friends, family friends from Hodgeville. They used to babysit me when I was a kid, and then they had kids, and then I babysat their kids. So we're just a really close family in Hodgeville. And Taylor and Myrna, Gail, they just kind of said, we want to donate a bred heifer. at our sale in December. Oh, well, thanks. You know, like that's awesome. And not really thinking, I didn't really know how it went about. So I thought, oh, they just sell a bred heifer for $2,500. And my mom texted me the day of the sale and said, the sale made $17,500. People just bid. Like whoever was at the sale, they just bid $500, $25, $100, whatever they wanted. They auctioned, and then their names went into a hat. So you could have bid $500, $1,000, $200, $25. So they literally picked a name out of a hat, and that person got the bred heifer. Our two girls, Ashley and Haley, they're holding down the fort down here, and people are coming, giving them food and taking them out for suppers, and my friends are coming to make sure my horses are still fed by my kids. Then it snows, and we have friends, Trevor and Corey, and they're coming out, Larry, they're all coming out to
Move
snow.
I think it's one of those things too. There's nothing I can do to help you. There's nothing, you know what, you broke your leg, yeah, I'll come shovel your snow for a bit. I know you'll be better later. And something like this, it's like, really, that's gotta suck. Man, yep, it does. So what can we do to help? And all you can do in this avenue is I can give you $100, $50, $500, whatever it may be to get you, because if this is gonna help you, I'd like to know that I had a part in helping you. The fire departments in Saskatchewan who are writing checks and they're sending money, and whether it went through the GoFundMe, some did, some just went to Kent and Corey because they had set it up, and we get home and they got a stack of checks, and then other people are calling Nick when we're in Mexico going, hey, we're not putting it through the GoFundMe, but we'll either put it in your account or can we just get your address to send it? And I'm just like, oh my God, like, it's just, that part was crazy.
Numerous other fundraisers also helped out Darren and his family, including a $7,000 donation from a bike-a-thon hosted by Optical Image and Infinity Fitness, with Night Dodge, Blackbirch Brewery, Nightjar, and Subway all supporting the cause. The Swift Current Broncos also raised $1,500 during one of their home games and presented Darren with a signed jersey. An outpouring of support, which they were overwhelmed by.
We were talking and said, oh, okay, so how are we gonna thank all these people when we're down there? It's like, I don't even know who that is or where they're from, And well, how do you send thank you cards to people you don't know? So the big thing, go on Facebook, that's how people found out. So, you just do it, and we did the updates on there and showed some pictures and showed people a few things, and just wanted to say thanks to everybody that helped in. It doesn't matter what way it was, and it doesn't matter how much. Everybody cared and did what they thought they could do, and that's all that mattered. And so it's a thank you to everybody else and all those organizations that did stuff.
When we come back, Darren and Nicole share some thoughts on what they've learned on this journey. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from David Anderson, Member of Parliament for Cypress Hills Grasslands. Wishing you a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from the management and staff of Pinnacle Financial in Swift Current. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from Gus, Louie, and George at the K Steakhouse and Motel.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from the Dr. Noble Irwin Regional Healthcare Foundation, keeping healthcare strong in Southwest Saskatchewan.
As Darren and his wife Nicole kick off 2019 filled with hope and optimism, they shared with us what they felt was the most challenging part of their journey and what they've learned about themselves.
The toughest thing for me is the effect that it has on my family. Nick's work and her company, and her just having to go, and they're just trying to juggle it, going, how do we do this? Yes, we're going to support it, but we still have a business to maintain. From my kids going through school, Ash, she was in Medicine Hat going to college the second year. Sorry, we can't help you, you're on your own, because I was getting surgery. We had to be in Regina. This was just the start of it. And for Haley going through grade 11 and grade 12, that's pretty tough. And that's why I pushed my chemo as hard as I did. I didn't want to be going through chemo for her grad. Wrote the guys a little letter last time when I got my cancer, and I just said, you know what, we've got a fantastic place, we work with fantastic people, and we're our own worst enemy, and we complain about the things that don't even matter, and we bicker with each other because we live together and who we are. Just be thankful for who we are and what we have, and we have a fantastic workplace and the greatest job around.
This has been stressful, but you know what? This last 2 years, going on 3, best time for me and him as a relationship. It's brought us closer, it's brought us stronger, it's made me a better wife, a better mother. And then the days that you have fun or the days you just let go and you don't worry about anything, and it's the most beautiful day you could have. Slow down. Stop and smell the roses.
Well, a special thank you goes out to Darren and Nicole for welcoming us into their home and sharing their story. And to you, our loyal viewers of Southwest TV News. We wish you and yours all the best in the new year. Thanks for joining us here today. I'm Carol Andrews.